So if you're comfortable enough to start in Virasana, hero's pose, you can do that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm putting my blocks just next to each other like this, and I'm just gonna sit on them and bring my, my ankles just next to the blocks, so they're kind of hugging the blocks and drawing the knees together. And then you can just rest your hands on your thighs and close the eyes. Softening through the muscles of the face. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose, expanding through the belly, expanding through the chest. Exhale out through the mouth. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more nice deep breath in. And let it go. From here, you can just find a nice even breath. In and out through the nose. And just focusing on our breath for the next few moments. Letting the mind let go of any thoughts. Finding peace in the space that's left in the mind after you let go of the thoughts. Keeping all your focus on every inhale, expanding through the belly, through the chest. And every exhalation as it softens the body just a little bit more on its release. A few more moments. Start to bring your hands to heart center, palms in Anjali Mudra. Taking a moment this morning to dedicate your practice to someone or something. And then you can just gently bow your head to your hands. Allow the hands to float down back onto the thighs. You can float the eyes open, looking down at the legs. And then from here, we'll just float the crown of the head back up. On your next breath in, we're going to reach both arms up. And then you're going to bend through the right arm. So that right hand is going to come behind you to the spine. And then you're going to take that left hand and just bring it to that right elbow. Just try to draw that right elbow as much as you can to the back of the head. And then from here, just making sure that you're pressing your head into the elbow and you're not rounding the spine because the elbow's there. And then we're going to take that left hand. Thumb is going to start to point down. We're going to start to take that left hand around, Maybe you can grab the hand, but if you can't, you can also just grab your shirt. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath here. And exhale. Let's release the arms out into a T. We're just going to give the arms a little bit of a wiggle just to kind of loosen up through the shoulders. And then we're going to reach both arms back up again. This time we're going to bend through the left arm, right hand to left elbow behind the head as much as you can, pressing your head into the elbow to deepen that stretch. Right hand is going to come down, thumb points down, and then comes around. And you might notice there's a difference here with one shoulder compared to the other shoulder. This side, I can't touch my hands at all. We're going to take 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath. And then exhale. Let's release the arms. Give them a little bit of a wiggle. And then we're going to reach the arms forward like a zombie, little counter stretch. We're going to drop our right arm underneath the left, cross the arms, eagle arms, palms are the backs of the hands together, elbows up nice and high. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Keep pressing the hands away from the face. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And exhale. We'll reach those arms back out into a T. And then forward again like a zombie. We're going to drop left arm now underneath the right. Cross the arms, eagle arms. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And exhale, release those arms back out into a T, up overhead, high prayer. And then as you exhale, hands flow through heart center. Let's take a moment. You can stay on the blocks for a moment. We're just going to extend out our legs just because we've been sitting in that position with the knees bent for so long, and you can just kind of rock out through the heels. Yeah, or you can come off the blocks. It's up to you. We're going to come off the blocks in a second. Flex and point the feet, circle the feet. And then we're going to start to come into our table. So you can place the blocks up at the front of the mat. And then we'll come on to all fours. And then from here, once you find your alignment, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees, we're going to reach our right arm up towards the ceiling on our inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to thread the needle. Right arm threads through the left side of the body, shoulder and ear to the mat. Anything you'd like to do here with that left arm, extending that left arm forward, tenting the fingers on the top of the mat, or left hand comes to the low back, or climbs around to the right thigh. Keep breathing. One more breath. Let's bring that left hand back in front of the face. We're going to press into it, reach that right arm up towards the ceiling, opening through the chest. And then as you exhale, right hand comes back down to meet the left. And then we'll just come right into the other side. So on your next breath in, left arm reaches up. As you exhale, left arm threads through, shoulder and ear to the mat. Nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Anything that you did on the other side with that right arm. One more breath. And then we'll begin to place that right hand back in front of the face. Press into it, reach that left arm back up. On your exhalation, left hand comes back down to meet the right. Let's do a few rounds of cat-cow from here. Inhaling to arch, exhaling to round, moving with your breath. Finding some other movement here that feels good for you. Wiggling through the hips, shaking the head yes and no. Tucking and untucking the toes. Stretching out the wrists. Taking the next 3 breaths to do anything else that feels good. And then on your 3rd breath, we are going to start to come into our first downward facing dog. Continuing to find movement in your first downward dog of our practice, pedaling out through the knees, swaying the head, pulsing through the heels, shifting your hips from side to side, pressing away from the mat with each hand. And then we'll take a nice deep bend in the knees, pressing the belly back towards the spine. And then on your exhalation, shifting forward and finding your plank. 2 more times like that. Inhale, belly to thighs, press back. Exhale, plank. 1 more time, belly to thighs. And exhale, plank. Take a deep breath here in your plank. On your exhalation, gently drop knees to the mat, chest and shin. Inhale, sliding forward, low cobra. And then on your exhalation, tucking your toes, sending the hips back towards the heels. And then we're back in our downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. And then on your next breath in, send that right leg up and back into a downward dog split. As you exhale, bend your knee and open through that right hip. We're going to do 3 big knee circles in one direction. And then the other direction. And then from here, square your hips off, straighten that right leg. As you exhale, you're going to take that right foot to the outside of the right hand. We're going to keep the left hand on the mat, and then we're going to peel that right arm up, finding a lizard twist. Nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, right hand comes back down to the mat. We're going to drop the back knee. Top of the foot comes down. You're going to go ahead and grab those blocks just right underneath your hands, possibly your forearms, if it's okay for your hip. We're going to come into a lizard pose. And I want you to make this a moving lizard pose. So a little bit of swaying in the hips. Don't stay still. Don't allow this stretch to, don't allow the weight of your body to press you into the stretch too much. So keep a little bit of control here. You can even kind of take a little bit of a lesser of a bend in that right knee, maybe kind of just taking it out of the bend a bit and shifting your hips back and then coming back into the stretch. Circling the hips, moving that right knee in and out. Just kind of exploring how that right hip is feeling. Very subtle movement. Like a little pendant when you just hold it from the top and it just kind of swings any direction it likes. But of course, this is a little bit more controlled. We'll take 1 more breath here. And then from here, you're going to gently bring your hands back up onto the blocks first. And then you can kind of shift that, the hips back a little bit more just to come out of this. We're going to place the blocks aside, bring the hands to the mat. And then you can go ahead and just step it back into your table. And then from your table, we're going to come back in a downward facing dog. So just finding that really gentle way of getting out of that lizard pose. And then when you get back to your downward dog, take a moment, pedal out through the knees. And then on your next breath in, we're going to find plank. And then on your exhalation, knees to the mat, chest and chin, lower down. Inhale, low cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Nice full cycle of breath here. Inhale. Exhale. On your next breath in, left leg will extend back. As you exhale, bend that knee, open that left hip. Let's circle that left knee 3 times one way. And then the other way. Squaring your hips off, straightening that left leg. As you exhale, left foot to the outside of that left hand. We'll come and do the twist first. So keep that right hand down. We're going to peel that left arm up towards the left. And then as you exhale, left hand comes back down. We'll grab our blocks. We're going to drop that back knee down. We're going to start to lower our forearms onto the blocks when we feel ready. And then we're going to find all of that subtle stretching, subtle movement through that left hip, letting that left knee really open out to the left, and then maybe drawing it closer to the shoulder, kind of shifting those hips subtly forwards and backwards, or right or left, or just in the little subtle circles. And again, just like that pendant, anywhere it wants to move. Easing out of the stretch if you'd like, shifting the hips back more, and then slowly coming back into the stretch. We'll take one more breath here. And then from here, we'll start to make our way back up onto our hands. We'll place those blocks aside. We'll start to gently make our way back into table. And then from our table, we come back into downward facing dog. And then on your next breath in, shift forward, finding your plank. On your exhalation, knees to the mat, chest and chin, lower down. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale. On your next breath in, gently walk your feet in between your hands. As you exhale, we'll find that forward fold at the front of the mat. A little bit of a bend in the knees. You can grab opposite elbows here. Let the hips be higher than the head. Let the weight of your body be more in the balls of your feet than the heels. And just kind of sway and bobble. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. Second time, deep breath in. And exhale, release the arms. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale to fold. We'll straighten our right leg, bring the left hand onto the outside of the right shin. Right arm is going to peel up, 2 breaths, twisting to the right. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Belly button zipping in towards the spine. And exhale, release back into that forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Straighten through the left leg now. Right hand to left shin. Left arm is going to peel up, 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. And exhale. We're back in that forward fold. On your next breath in, go ahead and circle those arms out and up, finding that high prayer. On your exhalation, hands are going to float through heart center. And then by your side, mountain pose. We'll do some side stretches before we come into our sun salutation. So on your next breath in, we're going to circle both arms back up into a high prayer. Interlace the fingers, point the index fingers up. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, we're going to take that length over to the right. Getting a nice stretch to the left side of the body. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale back through center, lengthen a little more. As you exhale, take that length with you over to the left. 2 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. And exhale for 2. Let's come back through center, palms together, a little arch to the spine, inhale. And then on your exhalation, folding forward over the legs. Head releases, arms release. Inhale, find your flat back. And then on your exhalation, hands to the mat. Go ahead and step it back into your downward facing dog. Maybe take a little pedal here if that feels good. And then on your next breath in, shift forward, find plank. As you exhale, it's always up to you. Either chaturanga if you're ready, or knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, pressing back into your downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath. Inhale. And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, finding a low lunge. So from your low lunge, take a moment just to straighten that right leg and look forward. And then as you exhale, we're going to rebend that right knee and allow that left foot to meet the right, folding forward at the front of your mat. Let's find a flat back on our inhale. As you exhale, fold again. Inhale, circle your arms out and up, high prayer. And then as you exhale, hands flow through heart center. And then by your side, mountain pose. High prayer, inhale. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Flat back, inhale. On your exhalation, hands to the mat, step your left foot back into a low lunge. Roll your shoulders back, look forward, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands and step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, finding plank. On your exhalation, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra or upward dog. Exhale, tucking the toes and pressing it back into your downward dog. Full cycle of breath, inhale. Exhale. Then on your next breath in, you can send that left leg back. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, low lunge. Take a moment, straighten that left leg, inhale. And then on your exhalation, rebend that left knee, and then that right foot will meet the left, folding forward at the front of your mat. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale into that high prayer. On your exhalation, hands flow through heart center, and then back by your side. High prayer, inhale. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Flat back, inhale. As you exhale, hands to the mat, that right foot is stepping back now into that low lunge. Look forward, inhale, runner's lunge. As you exhale, plant your hands and step it back into your downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, pressing it back into downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. On your next breath in, bend the knees and look between the hands as you exhale, step, step, or a gentle hop to the front of your mat. We're going to find a flat back on our inhale. On our exhalation, folding forward. Inhale, high prayer. Exhale, hands flow through heart center. And then by your side. All right, from here, we are going to bring the big toes to touch, knees touch. We're going to interlace the hands at the low back. And then we're going to find our skier's pose. You can start to bend the knees, sink the hips, reach that fist back. We're going to take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath here. And then on your exhalation, folding forward, keeping those hands interlaced, moving them away from the back. Inhale. And then exhale, release the hands, shake everything out. Feet are hip distance if they're not already. Let's find our flat back. Inhale. And then on your exhalation, hands to the mat. We're going to step it back into our plank and then move through your vinyasa any way you wish, meeting back in downward facing dog. All right, on your next breath in, shift forward, find plank. As you exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin to the mat. Inhale, low cobra, upward facing dog. And then exhale, pressing back to downward facing dog. I think I might have added an extra vinyasa there. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. All right, last sun salutation B. On your next breath in, bend the knees, look between the hands. As you exhale, step, step, or hop to the front of your mat. We're gonna find that flat back on our inhale. And then as you exhale, fold forward. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, high prayer. As you exhale, hands float through heart center and then by your side. We're gonna bring our big toes to touch, knees touch. We'll bend the knees, sink the hips, find our chair pose, inhale. And then as you exhale, hands are gonna float through heart center. We're gonna take a twist over to the right, hook that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Full cycle of breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back through center chair, lift those arms. And then exhale, hands come back to heart center. We're taking a twist over to the left for a full cycle of breath. Keep those hips low, inhale. Exhale. Inhale back through center, chair pose, reach those arms up, one more breath. Exhale, release, shake it out, let it go. Inhale, find your flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, moving through your vinyasa. And we'll meet back in downward dog or child's pose for 3 breaths. It's up to you. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. One more breath here. And exhale. All right, on your next breath in, you can send that right leg up and back into a downward dog split. As you exhale, right foot behind the right wrist, left heel will spin down. We're gonna rise up, warrior 1. Left hip squared off with the right. We'll reach those arms up. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath. On your exhalation, straighten through the right leg. Interlace the hands at the low back. We'll reach the fist back as we open through the chest, inhale. And then on your exhalation, devotional warrior, rebend that right knee. Coming to the inside of that right leg, inhale. Exhaling for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. As you exhale, we're going to come into warrior 3. So up to you if you want to bring your hands to the blocks, or you can do anything else with your hands. Working on keeping that left hip squared off with the right hip. 3 breaths on your own. From here, let's just gently bend through that right knee. We're going to come into warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. And then from your warrior 2, flip that right palm up, reversing your warrior. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, move through your vinyasa or skip it. Three breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath. And exhale. On your next breath in, left leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, left foot behind the left wrist. Right heel spins down to the mat. You're going to rise up, finding your warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. Last breath here. On your exhalation, straighten through the left leg. Interlace the hands at the low back. We'll reach the fists back, open through the chest. Inhale. As you exhale, rebend that left knee. Devotional warrior. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. Last breath here. As you exhale, warrior 3. Any variation of warrior 3 that you'd like, take your time to get into it. You're going to take 3 breaths on your own. Once you're in it, you're going to start counting. And then on your next exhalation, gently bend through that left knee. We're going to come into warrior 2. Left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale, flip that left palm up, reverse. And then on your exhalation, hands to the mat, step it back, moving through your vinyasa or skipping your vinyasa, making your way back into either downward dog or child's pose. Nice deep breath in. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Last breath here. And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg will reach back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, left heel spins down. We're going to rise back up into our warrior 2. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Pressing both feet into the mat, feet moving away from each other on the mat for 2. 1 more breath. On your exhalation, straighten through the right leg. We're going to reach that left hip back, reach forward. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. 1 more breath here in your Trikonasana. And then as you exhale, we're going to rise back up. Keep that right leg straight. And then we're going to flip that right palm up, reversing your triangle. And then as you exhale, rebend through the right knee. Hands are going to come back down to frame through that right foot, coming onto the ball of the left foot. We're going to step it back and move through our vinyasa. Deep breath in. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath. And exhale. Inhale, left leg reaches back. Exhale, left foot in between the hands, right heel spins down to the mat, warrior 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Relaxing through your shoulders. Exhale for 2. One more breath here. On your exhalation, straighten through the left leg, send that right hip back. We're going to reach forward and find our way into our triangle pose. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale for 2. One more breath here, really reaching that right hand up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, we're going to rise back up. Keep that left leg straight. Flip that left palm up, reversing your triangle. And then as you exhale, reverse warrior first, bending through that left knee, hands to the mat, and we're stepping it back and moving through our vinyasa. Deep breath in. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath. And exhale. On your next breath in, right leg will reach back. As you exhale, right foot in between the hands, left heel spins down. We're back in our warrior 2. From our warrior 2, flip that right palm up, reverse your warrior. On your exhalation, side angle, forearm to thigh, roll that right shoulder back, lift it in the chest, left arm reaches up and over the ear. If you choose to, you can take that left hand to your low back or around to your right thigh. 3 breaths, inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath here. As you exhale, we're going to start to come into half moon pose. So you can take that left hand to your hip. Right hand can come to a block on the outside of that right foot or to the mat. Left foot flex. If you feel comfortable here, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. 3 breaths on your own. On your next exhalation, gently bend through that right knee, landing back into your warrior 2. Right arm forward, left arm back. And then from your warrior 2, flip that right palm up, reversing your warrior. As you exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, and move through your vinyasa. Three breaths, inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath. And exhale. On your next breath in, left leg reaches back. As you exhale, left foot in between the hands, right heel spins down to the mat. We're rising back up into our warrior 2. This is our last round of standing poses. From here, flip that left palm up, reverse. And then on your exhalation, finding your side angle. You can come into your bind whenever you feel ready, or your shoulder opener. We're going to take 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. One more breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to start to come into that half moon. 3 breaths on your own. From here, gentle bend in that left knee. We're going to land back in warrior 2. And then from your warrior 2, flip that left palm up, reverse. On your exhalation, hands to the mat, step it back, moving through your vinyasa as you wish. 3 breaths back in our downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. 1 more breath. And exhale. All right, on your next breath in, right leg will reach back. As you exhale, we're going to come into our pigeon. So just taking your time to drop that back knee down to the mat. Using any of your props for your right hip. And then just go ahead and lay yourself down when you feel ready. Softening through the front of your body. Letting go. One more breath here. From here, you can gently press your way back up. And you're going to start to just bring that left leg around. We're not going to bring it all the way around, but we're going to bring that left leg straight, and then that right foot is going to come into the inside of the thigh. So it's like a half bound angle. And we're going to face that left thigh and reach both arms up. And then as you exhale, we're just going to fold over that left leg, maybe grabbing that left foot if you're able to. We're going to take 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. Last breath. And then as you exhale, you can start to rise back up. We're going to gently make our way back into downward facing dog. So you can just start to first transition into all fours and then come into your downward dog from there. And then once you get back into your downward dog, take a moment, pedal out through the knees. And then if you choose, move through your vinyasa. On your next breath in, left leg is going to reach back. As you exhale, pigeon. Relaxing the front of your body down. And go ahead and start to press yourself back up. And then from here, we're going to bring that right leg around. So the right leg is extended, left knee is bent, left foot to the inside of that right thigh. And you're just going to face that right leg, reach both arms up, take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, folding over the right leg for 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhaling for 2. 1 more breath here. And exhale. You can start to rise back up. We're going to make our way into our last downward facing dog. So just take your time to get there. Anything that feels good here in your downward dog. If you choose to, you can move through 1 more vinyasa, and then we're going to make our way into a child's pose. If you want to just come into child's pose from here, you can do that as well. You can gently rock the head from side to side, massaging the forehead. Hips pressing back towards the heels. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale out. From here, we're going to start to rise up. And we're just going to swing both legs around. And you're going to extend them forward. We're going to find another forward fold over 1 leg, but this time, instead of bringing that right foot to the inside of the thigh, we're going to take that right foot and bring it to the outside of the hip. So we're coming into a half hero's pose. If this is uncomfortable at all or the hips are uneven, you can always put something underneath the hip like you do in your pigeon. From here, we're going to reach both arms up towards the ceiling, towards that left leg. And then as you exhale, we're going to fold over the left leg. And you might notice that this is a little bit more difficult, a little more challenging with the foot in the position that it's in. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale for 1. I feel it a lot more in your hamstring. Exhale for 2. 1 more breath. And exhale. You can start to rise back up. We're going to extend that right leg out first, and then maybe just give the hips a little bit of, or the feet a little rock to sway the legs. And then we'll start to take left foot now to the outside of that left hip. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And then as you exhale, we're going to reach forward over that right foot, right leg. Deep breath in. Exhale for 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. 1 more breath. And exhale. Let's begin to rise back up. We'll extend both legs out. Give them a little bit of a shake. Make sure there's enough room behind you. We're going to start to bend through the knees, soles of the feet to the mat. We'll reach the arms forward. And then on your exhalation, we're going to lower all the way down onto the back. From here, let's bring both knees in towards the chest. You can start to rock and roll from side to side, massaging out your back, massaging out the low back, or rocking up into the shoulder area. If you'd like here, you can find a happy baby reaching for the outer edges of the feet. Maybe you play with straightening out 1 leg or the other. And then from here, we're going to bring both knees back in towards the chest. We're going to find our spinal twist. So you can shift your hips over to the left, drop your knees to the right, head turns to the left, opening your chest up towards the ceiling. Nice deep breaths here. Let's start to bring the knees over to the left. You can switch your hips to the right. Head turns to the right. And then you can come back through center. We are going to come into Shavasana next. But I want you to just get comfortable enough first, because we're just going to do one just like a few minutes in a Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. But before you come in there, if you want to put on, your shirt, socks, you can do that first. And then if you'd like, since we are coming into a Baddha Supta Konasana, the reclined bound angle, you can take the blocks and just place them underneath your knees with the soles of the feet together. And then you can lay down from there. Just so those blocks are there for support. A little bit more hip opening just to close out our practice. If you'd like, instead of having your arms by your side here like Shavasana, you can bring one hand on your heart and one hand on your upper belly, just so you can feel your breath. We're going to take about 10 breaths here. We're not going to count them. You're just going to count them on your own. We'll just do the first one. Inhale, rising the belly, rising the chest. Exhale, chest lowers, belly softens. And just 9 more here. One more breath. And then from here, you can start to make your way into your Shavasana completely by extending those legs out. I mean, if it does feel more comfortable, if you do feel comfortable in your Supta Baddha Konasana, you can stay, but it is a long time to be in that hip stretch. So extending the legs forward, arms by your side. Back body completely melting into the mat. Front body nice and light, supported by your back body. Taking a nice deep breath in, expanding through the belly, expanding through the chest, expanding through the entire body. And on your exhalation, imagining any leftover tension releasing from your body and out through the crown of your head. And start to deepen the breath. And then making your way back into your body, you can wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Swaying the head from side to side. And then on your next breath in, reach both arms back behind you. Give yourself a big old stretch. On your exhalation, you can just start to bend the knees, make your way over to your right side. And then from your fetal position, you can start to gently press your way up, finding a comfortable seat on your mat. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center, palms in Anjali Mudra. We'll close our practice just by gently bowing our heads to our hands. Thank yourself for doing something good for your body as well as your mind. I thank you for joining me in your practice. As always, namaste.